All right, welcome to Pitch in the Zone, the place where a couple of coaches gather every week to help one presenter with a 3-minute pitch. Our coaches are Nathan Gold, author, speaker, and pitch coach extraordinaire from San Francisco. We have Marco Vezzale, a former publisher and presentation enthusiast, and of course, Scotty Spursum, another coach, and with a focus on language, especially accent reduction. And we have a guest here, new today, Mega. Welcome to our small little group. Vijay and Faizan, welcome. And of course, a very special welcome to our presenter who is already sweating back there. Hi, Ban. It's a very, very special privilege to have you back because you have given 2 pitches so far here in the zone. And this is the 3rd time. As I always say, the 3rd time is a charm. And I look forward to seeing how you incorporated the feedback from our earlier sessions into this one. Welcome, Hai.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thank you.
You know the drill, right? You have 3 minutes time. You are delivering an investor pitch today for your travel application, KeysMe. And as always, Marco will run the timer. He starts the countdown at 3 minutes. Once he hits the bottom of the 3 minutes, a start up counter or a count up counter will appear to see how much you went over, if any.
So when should I start?
You will start whenever you are ready. The only thing that I want to remind you about, Hai, is to really get into the zone, right? Focus on the task at hand for 3 minutes. Forget about the world outside and treat us as if we would be the investors with big wallets ready to get it out to you. If I may ask anybody else on the line, while Hai is pitching, while he is practicing his pitch, please mute yourself to avoid background noise. That would be fabulous. Thank you very much. And with that, Hai, the floor is yours. The timer will start as soon as you start your pitch.
It's nice. Yeah. And you still be acting.
I stop. There's still background noise.
Yeah, I'm
Maritala, I think you need to, there we go.
I did. All right, Hai, one more time. Sorry for the delay.
No problem.
Welcome, and the floor is yours.
Okay, I'm ready. Hi, I delight to be here today. 2 years ago, my friend and I, we met up in Vietnam. We traveled separately. On the way there, he told me he has trouble communicating with the people. Well, he is not alone. Every year, there's over 50 million people visit Southeast Asia. The region has a lot of different languages. We built a KeysMe app to address this problem. It connects traveler with traveler and local with traveler. When you visit and go outside of the country, you can communicate with the native in their own language. Best of all, you can even book a hotel or home with a host who don't speak English. We make the sign up process for the local very easy. It has option to pay on site and also easy cancellation policy. We have the lowest fee for the host and the traveler. We also has other advantage personnel on the ground to provide quality and competitive service currently in Vietnam, Thailand, Korea, and Japan. We are actually has 5 years in our travel business. make mistakes along the way. It's a very competitive business, but we determine and integrate our platform with new features to make it better. Finally, I think now we have a unique product for the industry. Our revenue model is commission-based, but in the future, we plan to add in a subscription service later. At the moment, our focus is on getting traction and adoption rate for our app. Right now, we are beta test, and you can actually go to the App Store, download the app, take only a few seconds to sign in using Apple ID and Facebook. We are looking for 200,000 seed money to help with optimization and marketing. Join me to help the traveler connect with the local so all of our friends can experience a unique experience in traveling. My email is bond@keys.me if you would like more detail. I look forward to hear from your feedback. Thank you for your time, and we'll answer any question at this time. Thank you.
All right. And you came in just exactly at 3 minutes, you know, so from a timing point of view, really, really great. I also like, of course, the flow of your information. However, I think you were a little bit holding back today. I didn't see the high, I didn't see the enthusiasm that I know from you. So that's my very first observation, but I don't want to take too much time and really open the floor to our other coaches. Now, the other thing that I noticed is a couple of language issues, grammar issues, pronunciation issues, and that's why today I would like to start with Scotty. Scotty really focuses on language, accent, and proper pronunciation. Scotty, the floor is yours.
Sure. Hi, so nice to see you again. I'm glad you came back to Pitch in the Zone, and you slowed down well, which was great. And I liked your ask. You got to all the points, but as Claudia said, we need a little bit more enthusiasm to come to hear more about you and why you, which we've talked about a little bit in the past. In terms of language, I still am having trouble hearing the name of your company clearly. At first, it sounded like tease me with a T, which is not what you mean. And then the second time I heard it, it sounded like kiss me, and it's keys, right? K-E-Y-S. Right? I didn't think my key, but I think visuals will help you with that. If you have some sort of a slide that shows your logo, I mean, even if it's just 2 or 3 slides as you walk through your presentation, I think that would help. And also the K is I'd be happy to talk to you offline about clear pronunciation around keys. And also some of the grammar points, like even in the opening, it would be, I am delighted to be here today. And what I thought I heard was, I delighted to be here today. And we can understand it, but it's just not really as powerful as it can be if we miss some of the grammar points.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I take you up for that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Scotty. And continuing on the language side, before we turn over to Nathan, is I wanna activate Marco here, because I know Marco, he also listens very, very carefully. We both have accents as well. We both went through the same process, right? So there are a couple of things that I think Marco will point out as well that are areas that you certainly can improve just a tiny little bit. Marco.
Yes, thank you. Of course, when you were saying that you can download the app on the store, I think there is a good point to repeat the name of the app, because it will help. Because it was the same to me as Scotty said. I do know the name by now, but if it was the first time, I would have trouble understanding that. And as Scotty said, slides, easy, easy, easy. Just a beautiful picture, your logo, so the name will be there. Maybe as a virtual background, if you plan to do it on Zoom, so you don't need a slide, you can see yourself and the background with the logo and the name. Two things about the speech. The opening is just my advice, which is just an advice. Since you said last year 50 million or blah blah 50 million people visited Southeast Asia, blah blah, why don't you turn it around saying, like, do you know last year 50 million people visited Southeast Asia and I was one of them? You know, so you put yourself into the story, and it was like, to me, sounds more interesting than your current opening. And the only thing I think is missing in your speech is an example of how your app solved a problem. Can be funny, can be important, but because of that, you can make it up, doesn't matter. You succeeded somehow because of the app. So I'm missing the really what makes that app great or really useful. But yeah, again, I've seen big improvement. Just the energy was better maybe last time, but I don't know, maybe you were more excited or more or something, but
yeah, right.
It's okay. Thank you.
I'm trying to concentrate, remember all my points.
Yes, you were showing that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Marco. And both of you, Scotty and Marco, you were dealing with language, but you didn't jump on the one very obvious thing that I heard, and that is the missing S whenever there was something plural, right? So with all the plurals, that S, and to me, of course, I'm so used to this because in this part of the world, the S very, very often goes lost somewhere along the way. But to me, it's just one of these small, small little details that can put the icing on the cake if the pronunciation is proper, and especially in English, the final consonant, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's a T, whether it's a K, whether it's an S, to say that properly and clearly gets you a long, long way. All right, so with that, let me turn it over to Nathan. Nathan, take all the time that you want. We are very, very well in time today, please.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, and hi. Without repeating what other people said, I just want to leverage or take off on what Marco said. It feels to me like you just missed making it clear what the benefit of a human is to helping in this situation versus a device that you can buy on Amazon that you speak into and then it translates, and then they speak into it and it translates. You know, you've seen that stuff being advertised a lot, and one day, you know, it's going to be more of a reality and it'll be easier and AI and blah, blah, blah. But for you, it seems like you need to press on the humanizing aspects of what you're doing versus just the translation aspects. And by doing that, then you bring more value to what you're doing, because it's not just a matter of translating, it's a matter of making you feel safe. It's a matter of making you feel like a friend, a welcomed person in a country where you don't even know how to speak the language, but you have this like shadow with you that Hi has provided that lets them do the talking and translating to make your life so much easier. I'd press on the human side of things versus just the translation here.
Okay.
I missed the customer story. I missed a beta story. I missed some story that tells me what other people think.
Okay.
So if you have one of those, it's much more compelling than when you say, I think we have a unique product for this industry. Frankly, nobody cares what you think. What they care is what your customers think. So I'd replace that statement with something that relates to your customers, even in the beta phase. If you have one beta customer, that's all you need, right? One beta customer, because you can literally stand tall and say, we're in the beta phase right now. but we have one customer who has told us that this has really blah, 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 blah. You don't have to say we only have one customer, but we have one customer. You know, you use the proper language. You don't want to lie, but we have one customer that told us this, and that's the third party validation that you're looking for when it comes to this sort of persuasion, especially for investors. Investors actually, anytime people say I, me, my, us, they discount those statements quite a bit and wait for the, what does your customer say? What do other investors say? What, you know, so come at it from that. I think it would be a much stronger presentation. Mm-hmm. And then the last one is that you mentioned nothing about you or your team. There was no humble brag. I need to know why you are doing this. Why is it so important to you? Why is it important, or why are you doing this? And I'm sure there's a humble brag in there somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I'll put a link in the chat window for everybody right now to help you with your humble brags, which we all need. It's a gentle, humble way of establishing your credibility with an audience without banging your chest and reading your CV out to them. So if you look at the page I just put on the chat window, it's the 12 questions that Peggy Klaus has put out many, many, many years ago in a book she calls Brag. It's a wonderful book. It's not even up, it's downstairs. Oh no, it's right, it doesn't matter. You know what a book looks like. And in that book, she really helps you understand how each and every one of us have so much to brag about, but doing it with humility makes you more acceptable to your audiences instead of just, I did this and I did that and I did that. You've all heard that, well, I did this and I did that, and it becomes really annoying after a while. Yeah. So check out that 12 questions. You only need to answer 2 or 3 of them, and then you realize, wow, I really do have a bunch I could say. And then you just need one sentence, and perhaps we'll come back to this pitch in the zone one day, and we'll get all of you to come up with your one sentence humble brag, so that when people say, okay, let's go around and everybody, one sentence, who are you? Boom, you can say it, people will remember it, and they'll want to know more. Other than that, I think that's really all I had on my list. Scotty, you had something? Go ahead.
Yeah, I had one more thing.
Sure.
Also, towards the end, I thought I heard you say something along the lines of, we make mistake along the way. Right. And so there are 2 things that I think can be improved along that. One is the grammar isn't off, because that's current tense. Right. But more importantly, you don't want to say we've made mistakes along the way. You can change that around and saying we've fine-tuned our product. We started our business 5 years ago. I think that's what you said, right? You've been in business for 5 years? Yeah. So we started 5 years ago, have fine-tuned the product. We now offer X, Y, and Z solutions that have been improved dramatically in the last year with the ABC technology. And you can find us on the App Store, and here's, you know, and then you show the picture of the logo or the app, as Marco had suggested. But I think you don't want to point out the mistakes you've made. The better way to say it is the improvements that we've made, or the pivots. You know, 2 years ago we pivoted, and now we're finding great traction with our beta testing of the hotel or the home portion of the app.
Right. Okay.
If that's something you want to highlight.
Yes. Yeah. All right. That's very good. Thank you.
Yeah. It's just turning it around. It's saying the same thing, but just in a different way that's more positive and shows how you approach things, which is what investors are interested in as well. Like recognizing that you can improve, or how you pivot is key.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to polish my stuff up, you know, after this, and you know, maybe we can set up something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I was just looking at your website.
Yeah.
You've got plenty of content there that you could use for slides or background.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. Oh, sorry.
And why you? I'm not sure we got to that last time.
Right.
Why? How did you start this? Why did you
Yeah.
Why did you get involved in this?
Well, it's kind of like it's personal, right? I'm from Vietnam, and this is kind of like it's kind of a language thing that well we can help to make that. But I didn't say specifically the reason, but I thought maybe this is help. I like travel, and I've been back there enough that there's a lot of people that we can see there's a potential that people want to offer their. They don't speak English, but then they want to offer the service for the traveler. There's a potential there.
But so why you? You still haven't answered my question.
Why
you? You said it's personal for me, but you didn't tell me why. So I don't even know.
Well, I have a passion and the technical enough to build this platform. Yeah, it's not enough. Yeah.
I feel like you're holding something back, but I don't know. So.
Okay. Well.
Hi. Yeah. Why did you build this business? Or why are you building this app? Why are you building the app?
Because actually, that's a long story. Before that, right? Asia Room actually there's another website called Asia Room. And it's been around a long time, and it has traction in traveling, booking, and we kind of like work on it, but it's very competitive. The travel market is so competitive, but I like to work on it, and so, and I thought by working on it, we can eventually find a solution. That.
Why are you better than them? Why do you think you're better than them?
Why? I mean, if we think, well, if we can work on it, eventually, well, we can find a solution that are unique to the business. Yeah.
No. We're trying to get to the human reason why you are doing this. Why did you choose travel? Why did you choose to compete with this in this heavily marketed, heavy competitive environment? Tell us, it's not about the app, okay? It's something inside you that drove you to compete with these other people that have all this traction. It's not about being better than them. You must see some weakness or something that you can do better, safer, easier, cheaper. What is it? Because you didn't wake up one day and just say, okay, I'm going to compete with them and start writing software. Did you?
No.
Okay.
And
by the way, hi, sometimes this is not an easy answer to get to. You have to really soul search to get to this why.
Yeah.
But keep going. Let's try. Let's see if we can get there.
Yeah. For personally, I like to for me is, I like to justify that, I can do this, I can do this.
Okay, stop.
That people
can... Hi. Why do you want to justify that you can do this? Is it for your own personal Is it for your own personal satisfaction? Do you have something to prove to your family, your friends, business? What is that?
Yeah, I came late, and I'm kind of always a late bloomer, and but then I like to prove that we can make it. We can.
Why do you want to prove that you can make it?
We can lost everything, and we rebuild our life here in the U.S. And where we went through a hard time with my family, through the communists, and lost everything. So this is a way for us to kind of justify that. That we are not, we can make it. Yeah.
Okay, you're getting very, very close. You're very close, really close.
Yeah.
That story about losing everything and blah, blah, blah. And now you're doing this so you can build up your life and help other people at the same time. That's getting very close to why you're doing what you're doing. Do you see that? And we only had to go to the third why to get there. We didn't even have to go to all 5 whys to get there.
Yeah.
I would have kept pushing. I
personal.
would have gone to the
It's kind of
4th and the
personal.
5th one just to get you there, but you're very close. Do you feel that? Do you feel that inside, how when you were telling us that story, you were getting closer and closer to the real root reason why you're doing what you're doing?
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah, you know, it's at the end, it's about personal, you know, that I want to do this. Otherwise, it's tough, you know. It's tough
And that high is absolutely beautiful, because when Scotty asked you the first time, right, and your first words were, well, it's personal. That's when I immediately perked up and was like, ooh, cool, juicy stuff is coming, right? Because this is really where you get that why answered, is in these personal stories. So you've gotten very, very close right now based on Nathan and Scotty leading you. If you want to continue that thinking, go back to the time when you had the idea for the app. And I'm sure there was some kind of a moment in your life when you go back to that moment in your mind and then really, really start to dig a little bit and go like, what was it that made me come up with it? So we have a couple other people on the call. Vijay, have you noticed anything that we haven't covered yet that you want to add as well?
Yeah, good evening all. As Hai has pitched in for the investors, so he may, I think he may have given some more data related to his company, which is what is the return he has got in the since existence. So that will be a motivating factor for other investors to go for investing in his organization. And that's the main thing. I think I have, whether I have missed it or he has missed it, I'm not sure. That's the only thing. He might have given the statistics on his income, what he has generated. What is the rate of returns, what the investors can expect. That are the key factors. Moreover, then what is that? Okay, all other things are good, but a little bit of enthusiasm is being missed in his speech. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes. And I think we all agree, you know, we know from past meetings as well, you have tremendously more enthusiasm that you have displayed today. You have a charming smile. I kind of missed some of these things here today. Now, before we are wrapping up, we have a couple of new people on the call. Mega, Sam, not, well, you've been in high seat before, Sam, but Bua, Faizan, Murtala, if any one of you has anything that you have noticed that you know will help Hai improve his pitch, please, now is your time. We have about another minute or two left on the clock. Mega?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Hai. It was a pleasure to listen to you as well as all the feedback. And I think one of the only thing that I would like to highlight is in pitch, what I've heard is that we try to focus on the benefit and not the features. So I found that, I felt that in your pitch today, that it was focusing more on the features versus the benefits. So I would have liked to see more about what it changes for me as a customer in my experience as a traveler to Vietnam, instead of the features of the app or the platform that you're building.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Please come back. Please come back next week, Mega, because this is so crucial, right? We always say that features tell, benefits sell, and you do want to sell. So, Sam, anything that you've noticed? I know you came in a little bit late, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, and hi, morning. Unfortunately, I came in when Marco was giving his feedback, so I missed it entirely.
Okay.
But I'll watch the replay, and I Hai and I are in a networking group, Scott Casey's group together. So
Yeah.
I will watch that, and I'm happy to give some feedback to Hai then. But I will say, having not heard anything, the line I heard Marco say, I think if Hai can build that in, which was, he said something like 50 million people went to Vietnam and I was one of them. And I just found that so powerful because I feel it takes it from, I'd like to go to Vietnam one day to, well, this person that's looking at me has been there. I want to know more because maybe I can too. So I feel like somehow I actually really like that line. I think I'm going to try and steal it somewhere, somehow for myself. But I think if you work that in Hai, I think that really made it very personal, taking it from there's 50 million, but I can, and here's how you can too.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Sam. And this just proves the point that, you know, there's so much learning to be had in these meetings. They are fast-paced, they're only 30 minutes long. But even if you observe, even if you come in late and miss the pitch, there are still things that you can learn. So thank you for that feedback. Bua, very, very quickly, before we wrap up, do you have anything that you noticed that you want to share with Hai?
Hi, Claudio. Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's my first time joining Pitch in the Zone today. Okay, Hai. Thank you for your pitch. I think what I heard that really stood out to me is that you mentioned that you would like to connect the travelers with the local.
Yes.
That's to me, that's the sentence that stood out the most in your speech. And I also noticed that you mentioned that you're living in the States, in the US right now.
Right.
And perhaps you have the facility of language. And it's definitely something, it's, I would say, the strength that you have for your countrymen back in Vietnam. Perhaps that is your why, the reason why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I guess
Nice.
I agree with everyone, you know, reflecting back on your reasons why and try to say it with confidence and conviction. I do hear it from your pitch, but I also understand. I get quite nervous as well when I have to speak in public, but I notice the passion is there, the reasons is already there in your pitch. You know, it's just the matter of going back to it and refining your pitch.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Bua. And I think you actually hit on something there, and that is Hai's nationality, being in the US, and there is some other story back there, right? That leads to that why. So excellent feedback. Faizan Mutala, unfortunately, we are at the end of our 30 minutes, but I do encourage you, please come back next week. Again, we do these sessions every week. And by the way, for next week, we do not have a presenter yet. So if you or somebody in your network would like to take this opportunity to get some coaching in a friendly, supportive environment, please send them my direction, put them into the website presenterzone.com/pitchzone, and they can apply right there and then. And with that, I want to thank everybody on this call once again for giving your time, giving your insight to a presenter that will be able to improve his or her pitch in a tremendous way. So thank you very much. Thank you, Hai, for coming back. And you know where to find me for any refinements. And please also take up Scotty on her offer, because I know she actually works wonders when it comes to language. 6 months ago, I couldn't even speak English. With that, have a great evening. See you all, guys. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you for other input.
That's pretty funny.